Sana, Gori. Hope everyone's well. We're gonna take a few moments here to wait for some people to come in. I believe it's 10:30 now, and I'd like to welcome everyone, all you future watchers out there. Thank you for downloading the show. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm working on a lot of content for the future. Jonathan, what's up? How you doing, Jonathan? All right, awesome, man. Listen, I just remembered just now. I have to send you the oh my god. Maybe I'll do it later. Yes, that's what I'll do. I'll send you the diagram. I'd like to thank you for sending me that circle. D, what's up, man? Peace, bro. Getting ready for tomorrow, right? And Sunday. I just want to announce that this weekend is going to be a powerful, powerful weekend. It's Resistance Weekend. We're going to have, on Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to go straight up, I should say straight down to the Columbus Circle. And we'll be having some poetry, spoken words, some rap. We'll have some awesome time there. Hey, what's up? The Heart of Amenti? Is that right? Amenti? The Heart of Amenti. How you doing? So that's on Saturday, 6 p.m. During the same time in Borinquen, it's going to be protesting as well. Raul Ruiz is hooking that up down there in Puerto Rico. And it's going to be awesome. Tomorrow, I'm going to go live, actually, at Columbus Circle as long as we can. I'm going to have the UN, United Nations International Law for Indigenous People to gather, because we're not too far from Trump Tower, Trump International, and they like to complain a lot about indigenous folks, but I'm going to have the international law with me so we won't get interrupted. It's very important, always have the law behind you. And the United States of America does support international law for indigenous people to gather for ceremony. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Ceremony is a form of resistance because we are still here. And then on Sunday, actually, I got a permit for that one because usually a lot of people gather, and city's very strict about gathering in front of parks and stuff. So we'll be at Central Park, West 59th Street. It's called Merchants Gate. And Merchants Gate is considered the gate of capitalism, started by Christopher Columbus. So what a better place to be? Whoa. In front of Merchants Gate, doing our ceremonies, our songs, our music, remembering the indigenous people who suffered under Christopher Columbus. So that's Indigenous Day Remembrance. 17 years we've been doing this. This is year 17. And the statue is still there, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that we will be there until that statue and the holiday come down. And I know Italians Americans here in New York, they honor the holiday, they honor Columbus. But I just want to give you a little facts about that. When the colonists became independent from England, those original leaders, they needed holidays. And they all agreed that the holidays should not be rooted in the history of England. They wanted to separate from England. So they started picking historical figures to start their holidays. And one of the figures they chose was Christopher Columbus. Of course, they didn't have the knowledge that we have now, but they chose him. He was an Italian or European, and he wasn't from England. So that's how Columbus started here in America. Oh, I'm Kurt Cobain. Oh man, what? Kurt Cobain? Jeez. Didn't know he liked Taino Fun House. Wow, that's interesting. The spirit of Kurt Cobain. Hey, what's up? Was that Cat? Cat, what's up, man? What's good? Everything's good. Praise Satan. Oh man, they got Satan out here. Well, in the indigenous way, Satan doesn't exist. And if he shows up, hey, we'll give him some food, give him some water, some drink, and he can even dance with us. I'm Pakistan. Oh, cool, man. Thanks for being here, Pakistan in the house. Whoa, that's cool, man. I like Doritos. Yo, Doritos are cool, man. Man, we got a lot of people here. Hey, if this was a live in person, we'll get Doritos for you. Got a lot of folks here. Hey, what's up? Hi, man. Hello from North Africa. North Africa. Thanks for being here, man. I actually got some North African DNA. These were the first, one of the first peoples that came to the Caribbean. Um, if anything, that polarity. If anything, that's polarity. That's right. So yeah, man. So if you're in New York City or tri-state area, come on down to Columbus Circle this weekend, 6 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, and Sunday we're gonna start at 1 p.m. All are welcome. Tucson just renamed the Christopher Columbus Park after a respected man from the Tohono Gotham tribe. Oh man, that's beautiful. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know, Columbus Circle. It's not coincidence that the early Americans here in New York, they chose Columbus. They chose that area because it used to be Lenape Circle. The Lenni Lenape of Manhattan or Manhattan Island used to use that area for gatherings and dances and trades and so on. So it was always a center of attraction. And then the colonists and of course the Americans, they took over that circle, and that's where they decided to put the statue of Columbus. This is what happens, you know, when you have foreign people come in and they instead of working together, understanding other people's culture, they just dominate and control. But that's all right. We live in a new era now that we're going to try our best not to let that mentality take over. Hey, what's up, Mayadi? What's up, man? Jaden. Cool. So today I want to share something. You know, our ancestors were very generous, as I mentioned on the shows. So I'm going to wrap up that whole Taino spirituality of the Semis. Remember, there's 12. And then surrounding those 12 Semis, 13 in the middle, which I think is Conel. If you read the creation stories, he was the quiet. He didn't speak. He just observed. So I like to say that that's the void, right? So some people did email me about some questions about the Taino spirituality and worldview. Keep those questions coming. Now I have the sacred circle here. I have more detail. And I'm just going to explain. If you have some if you have some paper with you, please take it out. Piece of paper, pen, pencil, computer, graphics, whatever you have. And hey, thank you for all the likes out there. And thanks for all the guests, man. This is cool. So again, in the middle of the circle, you have the point, the decimal point, which is considered the void. Hey, hello, Mighty Red. Welcome. So the void is in the middle. And according to the Taoists, that was the void came before God, the silence. So for all you Taino out there and all you relatives and allies, guess what? Let's start it up again. So the inner circle and an Atabey circle, you have Yocahu on the left, right? Hold on a second. So you have Yocahu on the left, and then below Yocahu is Atabey. Hold on a second, I don't know if you guys can hear me. You have Atabey, and then you have Mautarie, Guayaba, and you have Guabancex. And Guabancex, a lot of people have been experiencing her in Florida in the south, North Carolina, and so on with those hurricanes. So Yocahu is, hold on a second. Yocahu is definitely the one who represents the supreme being, a masculine aspect of the supreme being. Who's what? Who's Itibakahubaba? A lot of people interpret Itibakahubaba as Atabey right here. Atabey, the Earth Mother. If you translate Itibakahubaba, is the bloody age woman, the ancient bloody age woman. So I know in Republic of Dominican Republic, they talk about Yocahu Bagua Borinquen. We have petroglyphs of Atabey. Yocahu, so you got the male, female. Mautarie Guayaba is the bat deity, or I should say the lord of the dead. Then you got Guabancex, the hurricane. So Atabey represents pregnancy, earth, mother, the waters, the ponds. And then you have Guabancex representing the hurricanes, the strong winds, the menstrual cycle, according to the great scholar who compared these stories with other stories in North America, South America, Rio Stevens, Antonio. So Guabancex is that menstrual cycle. At the base pregnancy, menstrual cycle, Yocahu is the lord of the cassava, or the lord of the Yuca, and then you have Mautarie Guayaba, the lord of the dead. And that's the middle circle, surrounding the void. And then Atabey had two guardians with her, or supporters, and that is, does anyone guess? Anyone want to write in the comments? Who represents, who are the helpers of Atabey? It starts with an M, and it starts with a B. Anyone want to write that in the comments? You know, this reminds me, I'm going to announce soon how we can all get together in Zoom as well, so we could face each other and we can talk about these things. Is this the medicine wheel? Well, I consider this the Atabey wheel. Atabey is it's the sacred circle that's around her neck with the dot in the middle. So you got the circle and the dot in the middle. You see that in Taino art all over the place. And this is my theory, that this circle represents, the sacred being. So Boinayel is one, definitely perfect. So the B here, man, the B right here is Boinayel. He is the ones that brings the clouds, the gray clouds. He brings the fertile rains. Anybody else? What's the M? Anyone know what M represents? The M. So you got Boinayel, who brings the gray skies, where the rain, it's gonna rain for the crops. Anyone know who M is? M. If you don't know the name, then what you call it? What does he represent? Or what does that spirit, that power represent? Maboyas. Oh no, not Maboyas. No, it's kind of negative spirits, right? Okay, so M represents Majoru. Majoru. I promise when I download the show, I'll write all these names out. Majoru is cloudless. There's no clouds. When you see the sky, there's no clouds and it's very bright with the sun. That's Majoru. Okay, there it is. Someone did write it. D, Majoru. So you got Majoru, and then you have Boinayel, and they're partners. One brings the rain, one brings the sun. ¿Qué es eso? Esto es un círculo de Atabey. El círculo y el punto en el medio. Esta es la arte de que uno ve mucho en la arte, en las cerámicas. Atabey. I promise I'm going to do a video. I have to do a video and show you all these symbols, So basically, the opposite of Atabey is Guabancex. Does anyone know Guabancex? ¿Alguien sabe quién son los compañeros de Guabancex? The menstrual cycle, the hurricane. Anyone know? What's that? Wache? Is that a native name word? Let's see. Okay, so basically, anyone know? Guabancex. She has two companions. Yep, 532 years since everything changed. Exactly. Oh, it's hello in Cree. Hey, Tagwe. Greetings. In Taino, Tagwe, Otao. Thank you. We got Cree in the house. Are you from Canada? You guys from Canada? All right. I think there's like a slow. It's a long. Yeah, I think it's a minute for the responses. I have to change that, make it quicker. So Guabancex has two companions. One is Guatauba. And how do you know who's Guatauba? Guatauba is the thunder. Or in a lot of natives in the north, they call it the crier. You know, whenever there's a powwow in the ancient times, the crier used to wake up the tribe in the morning, right? I thought it was Tansi. Who's Tansi? I gotta figure that one out. Oh, you're talking about greetings, right? So Guabancex has two companions. One is Guatauba, the thunder, and Coakistrie is the gatherer of the water from the mountains. And this water comes down the mountains, and sometimes it can destroy a village. So we have to be careful with these waters. Coakistrie, and then we have Guatauba. So you have peace and tranquility with Atabey, you have life. Then with Guabancex, the menstrual cycle, you have destruction. So in our Taino ancient ways, there's a balance between construction, like birth, and destruction, like a hurricane. And our prayers go out to all those people in Florida and North Carolina who lost their homes, and many have died. Prayers go out to them. There's different dialects. Cree is pretty vast around Canada. Hey man, we know what I do. We gotta do a promise. We gotta do a Zoom so we can all meet each other in person, at least through virtually. Now, Yocahu has two companions. That's the B boys. Anyone know who the B boys are right here? BB. It's the B boys. Well, that's what I call them. The masculine kind of. Yokahu representing the masculine, the B boys. Well, one B is Baibrama, and Baibrama represents the fire used when you clear out the fields, so nutrients can return back to the ground, the soil, and also represents fire during times of war, or the fire used in the stove. The Caracol brothers. Oh man, you were close. Fire. So the fire of Baibrama, traditionally the Taino, our ancestors, according to this, the invaders, it's one good thing they did. They observed stuff and they wrote it down. But the invaders noticed that during times of war, they will burn Baibrama. And Ramon Pane wrote that in the accounts. They will burn Baibrama during times of war. And then his brother here is Baraguabael. And Baraguabael is the guardian of the farmers, the plants, anything dealing with farming. That's Baraguabael. So Yocahu, the spirit of the Yuca, spirit of life. We have fire that brings nutrients back to the soil. And then we have Baraguabael, which represents the plants, the farmers. Really cool stuff. Now, Mautarie Guayaba had two companions, two helpers, two guardians. One was C and one is O. Anyone know what C is? Am I going to be in a Powell and Randall's Island on Sunday? Nah, I'm going to be in Indigenous Day Remembrance. 17 years going on Sunday. I'll be protesting that statue called Columbus, and we'll be doing ceremonies for the ancestors. A lot of tourists come and they stay with us, and they curse out Columbus. So, I just found out the Italians in Italy, they poop on Columbus. They don't like him. They don't celebrate. Isn't that interesting? The Italians in Italy don't celebrate Columbus. Where's it going to be at? Right across the street from Columbus Circle, 59th Street, in Central Park West. That's where we're going to be. Okay, one of them is Corocote. All right, Corocote is the sea. Now Corocote, now that's a instigator right there. Well, I shouldn't say instigator. He's the romantic one. He's the Casanova. I need to head out there. Yeah, man, Jaden, come out, man. We're gonna start at 1 o'clock. We did from 1 to 4. So Corocote, that's the dude that used to have sex with this. He was the semi that had sex with the wives of the cacique. Can't think of his name, but I want to break these down one by one. Dedicate a show to each one, but Corocote was definitely the man that had sex with the wives. So you can imagine how the caciques would get. They would tie him up. They'll put him in the cane so he won't escape. And guess what? He would escape. Corocote, the semi of romance and sexual pleasure. How about that? Anyone know what O is? O represents Opiyelguabiran. That is the dog deity, or I hate that word deity. Is the guardian of Guabe, and Guabe is our heaven. This is where the spirits live, the dead. It's probably on the west. According to the stories, it was on the west part of the island. Okay, so far we got the inner circle, the outer circle. And you see this in a lot of the Taino art. Inner circle, dot in the middle, and then you got the outer circle. Now what's over here? There's an outer circle. Jonathan, if you're looking, this is what I was talking about. One circle, two circles, three circles. Now, if anyone knows the creation stories, we talk about Yaya. Yaya, I put him right here. Yaya is that representation of like Yocahu, the masculine and the father figure, the one who had a son. And I put him down here, Yaya. This is the Yaya is clockwise, Yaya is counterclockwise, and there's a clash of ideals. Yaya representing time. In the Greek mythology, according to Arroyo Stevens, Yaya is like Kronos, constant time. And then Kronos had a son who tried to kill him, tried to devour the father. And in Yaya's story, he's the one who tried to, who challenged Yaya. And eventually he got killed. He was punished first, then he got killed. So this is the constant battle. If you can see the pattern here, on one side there's construction or positive kind of ways. Then on the other side you have kind of a destructive kind of behaviors and attitudes. Yep, so many parallels, you're right. So on one side you have growth, you have power of the fire, the cooking and so on. And then on the other side you have a lot of unsettling energy, powerful energy though. But it's kind of like raw, like Corocote. There's nothing wrong with sexual delight, but he was having sex with the wives, of the cacique, without permission. so there's a lot of stuff going on here. The dualism, right? So we got Yaya, Ed. Now these four directions right here represents Deminon and his three brothers. Remember, Deminon was the son of Yocahu Bagua, which we can say is one of the sons of Atabey, right? So that's the four directions. And Yaya, Deminon got in trouble with Yaya too, right? And then what's gonna happen is on the outer circle, on the northern part right here, you have I have fire. Okay, hold on, let me back up. Boinayel represents that outer circle on the front part, the top part. Not Boinayel, I'm sorry. Baraguabael. Baraguabael. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I'm sorry about that. I'm a little confused today. Bayamanako. I'll make sure I write these words down. Do you know that our ancestors call Florida Gautillo? Oh man, I thought it was Benini. That's cool. Is there a messenger, Semi? I've heard of Savaku, the messenger spirit representing the rays of sunshine and moonlight. Hey, I didn't see that in the creation stories from Maroon Pane. Can you share the source of that? I would like to read about that. It was probably maybe a later version of it, or interpretation, or a folk story. Hey, share it with me and us. And I like to hear that. So we got fire, right, on the masculine here, the Yaya side. Bayamanaco. And then you have Yuca. In the story of Bayamanaco, he was cooking cassava. And then you have tobacco, and cohoba. Tobacco was used to, you would sniff the tobacco or chew it before the cohoba ceremony. And then when you mix tobacco and cohoba, you have guanguayo in the stories. I just want to take a little pause. When you take cohoba, right, you see these ceremonial tools. It's like a Y, and then you put the top part in your nose, and then the bottom part you will sniff the cohoba. But you will also you will sniff tobacco before the cohoba. In Brazil, they call it rape. A lot of people use rape. Hey Patricia, how you doing? I was waiting for you, but I didn't see you earlier. I'm about to post a link here. Oh, thanks a lot, man. Thank you so much. And I should describe the video title? Yeah, if you want, man. That'd be cool. Light. Spread the light. So you will sniff it, right? And then it'll go up to your nasal passage. So it'll be a mixture of tobacco and cohoba. And in the story of Bayamanaco and Deminon, he shot some of that snot, that mixture called guanguayo, into Deminon's back. And that's where he gave birth to a turtle mother. So I promise our future we're going to break down these stories where our ancestors were in Barbados. Or was it the Kalinago? Well, the Kalinago was Dominica. So these four gifts, these four powers, fire, yuca, tobacco, and cohoba, this is the centerpiece of Bejiques, traditional Bejiques, called the Four Secrets. And I believe that we should all know this, because this is something we need to know so we can understand our ancestors a little better. I know a lot of people right now are probably criticizing me right now for sharing these secrets, but it's the only way we can keep our culture alive, is to share it. So that's the four. And then below, okay, we got the Atabey and the Guabancex energy here. So right here, M represents the mineral world. And that represents Makokael. He's the one that was watching in front of the cave, who comes in, who comes out. So there's a sense of order. Again, on the side of Yaya, order. That's Makokael. Now, he made a mistake. He showed up one day late, I guess in the morning, and then the sun came up. And his punishment was, again, talk about Yaya and punishment, order, consequences. He turned into a rock, a stone person, and that's the mineral world. It's the stone people. I'm starting to remember a little bit. I recognize some of the things from other past lives. Hey, that's good, man. Hey, you're here now, right? Bring it on. So you got Makokael, and then next to Makokael, right underneath Atabey, you have the plant world, which is connected to Baraguabael, the plant people, okay? And that's from the creation stories, right? The Digo plant, and also the hobo. There was some people that left the cave, Bahagua, and they turned into hobo trees. And that's the plant world. So we got mineral world, we got plant world, and then what does the A represent under Guabancex and Guatauba? That's the animal world, the animals, they're our relatives. There was one of the men that came out of the cave, he turned into a bird. It's the bird that sings in the morning. They think it's the nightingale, from the Caribbean. So that's the animal relatives, the animal world. Then last and not least, how about the H right here? What would the H represent in English language? Hey, that's the humans, humanos. That's the human beings. My favorite Taino story. Awesome. That's right. And this is Guahayona, the first, one of the main characters, So it seems like our people lived in caves. These are the earliest people that lived in the caves in the Caribbean. This is before they knew how to cultivate, before they knew how to live off the land in the Caribbean. These people probably came from what do you call it, South America, and they saw that how hot it was in the Caribbean. They had to find a cool place, and what cooler place than a cave like Cuevas, right? So this is my interpretation. This is my theory of our ancestors, starting from the center point, which is the void, and then you have clockwise and counterclockwise. We have the parallels, the dualism between Yaya, which is order, and you have Yayael, which is disorder or chaos, right? But it's all good. There's nothing bad in this. It's just, it is what it is. And this is what I find amazing about our ancestors. Well, what island are you from? I'm from Borinquen, Puerto Rico. My mom was 8 months old when she left Borinquen and came to New York. So I was born in Brooklyn a month later. In Haiti, we still talk about them. We preserve a lot of their caves. Some are the enchanted and protected with rumors of gold and resources hidden. Well, I tell you, when during the invasion, the caciques, bejiques, they try to hide a lot of these semis into the caves. And I know in Haiti, they found a lot of good stuff there in the caves. And that was hidden from the Spanish. Hey, Jaden, me too. Boricua, that's right, man. Hey, we're all Taino, right? But it's good to represent our islands. So, this is what I consider the worldview of our ancestors. Okay, the worldview of our ancestors. And it's a worldview. Does Yaya and Yayael also flow through Atabey? I have no idea what Atabey is. You got to educate me on that. Anyone, can you write down what that is? Atabey? Remember, these are kind of metaphysical characters, you know, representing the numinous. I'm probably spelling it wrong. Land. Okay, does Yaya also flow through land? Hey, Yaya and Yaya, this is the cosmos. Yaya representing time as we know it, but time as we know it. Oh, I think he meant Atabey. Yeah. So flow through Atabey. Okay, guys, check this out. My theory is when Ramon Pane asked our ancestors, who's your God? Right? Now, our ancestors just didn't say, oh, God is God. No. They say, yeah, God is Yocahu Bagua Maorocoti. Oh, but wait a minute. Yocahu had a mother. So now we're getting in. I could imagine Ramon Pane. Wait a minute. Your God had a mother? Oh, yeah. She was Atabey. Mamona. Suimako. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. I could imagine he's writing all these names down. So hold on. Did you know a lot of our artifacts are in the museum? Oh yeah, France has the largest collection of our ceremonial tools, our sacred objects, our semis. France does. Amazing. We gotta get those objects back. So all of this right here, especially the void, the inner circle, the 1-2 circles, that is what we know as God. So God was many, but one. I want to share a story. Many people know this about me is I used to be a ceremonial leader of Cahoba, right? And I will always see this dot in the middle in the darkness of the visions. Little dot, man. And I also saw this in an ayahuasca ceremony, this dot. And the inclination was always to go into that dot, like what's in that dot. And then all of a sudden, it blows up into different circles, and then a triangle. And then all of a sudden, boom, it'll come down to that little dot in the middle. So after many years of trying to figure that out, I finally realized that God is multifaceted. So our ancestors saw this, and it's like, oh man, God is in our sexual relationships. God is when my mother gives birth, you know. God is when the hurricanes come and it cleans everything out, you know. God is when I plant a seed. When I see the beautiful plants grow, that's God. When I see spirits, that's God. You know, the Opiyas is one of my plants here. This is part of God. Plant world, that's God, man. So our ancestors had, you know, they saw nature, you know, and a lot of people, a lot of historians and a lot of religious people, they consider our ancestors as polytheists, or they worship different deities. For me personally, they worship the one in the many, the one source of power that's masculine and feminine, that just blows up and then it comes back together again. So don't be afraid of diversity. Don't be afraid of being different. Don't be afraid of changing. If God can do it, we can do it, right? So this circle, for me, our ancestors were telling us this is God. This is God. And God gives us with stuff. It gives us fire. It gives us food, plants like tobacco, jojoba, so we can connect to the spirit world or lift the veil. You know, we have minerals. We have 100 minerals in our bloodstream. If you are deficient of any of those minerals, you're going to get sick. Hold on. Yeah, but the beings that we honor and communicate with are not locked at in that way. I'd like to hear more about that. So you're saying they're fluid. Well, I'm saying they're fluid too. I'm not saying it's totally locked into this. This is like a human way. It's a human. You know what? We really don't understand fully, and this is what our ancestors were getting at with the colonists. You know, they had Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and we had Mother, Son, Life. You know, hey Norbela. From Dominican Republic. Man, we got a lot of folks here, man, from all throughout the world. We got the Cree, we got Dominican, Borinquen, we got a whole bunch of stuff here. American, North African. This is a great show tonight. Thank you all for tuning in, man. That's awesome. So you're right, Jaden. I think it's important to state that this is flux. This is fluid. We can't put God in a box, but we can put him in a circle, right? Oh, and I forgot one thing. We see these triangles all throughout the Caribbean too, in the art. So I always like to put the triangle surrounding this circle. Let me just show you something right now. So this is a Dominican version of Atabey, and you can see there's that circle in the middle, you know, with the dot. And you see all these different circles right there. This is Atabey. And then the cave. Can anyone figure out where's the cave, the sacred cave in Atabey? Do we have a spirit for medicine? You're looking at it, the circle. The plants, it's in there. The minerals are in there. You know, the fire. This right here, this whole concept of the circle, this is ceremony, man. If you want to do a Taino ceremony, these are the elements you need. You need fire, you need food for offerings, you need tobacco. Only the ones that have been initiated can use the jojoba, because jojoba can kill you if you don't know what you're doing. You have to have someone who knows, who's been initiated, you know. So then you have the mineral world, you have stones in your ceremony, or semis, you have plants. You can definitely use animals like feathers and so on. And then you have you definitely need human beings, right? So this all contains the ceremonial way, the medicine way. This is the medicine way. A lot of natives call it the medicine wheel, right? her cave. Yeah, the womb. There you go. That's the cave. That's the cave, a vagina, and the vagina is considered to be the cave. And this is where the Behiques will hang out. The Behiques will go in the cave, and this is where they'll do their teachings, their ceremonies, their death rites, and so on for the caciques. When you were a little boy, when you were chosen to be a cacique, right, you will go into that cave most of your childhood until you became an adult and ready to be a leader. You'll spend your time with the Behique. So a cacique needs to be a Behique first, you know. This is why the caciques control a lot of the ceremonies like Ojoba, Yarritos, and so on, the Batu games. That's it. So there's a foundation, a lot of order, man, we can tell. Now the triangle, at the top of the triangle represents air. The part where you see Atabey, that represents the earth, and then or the land, and then we got the water, and that represents the semi of Yocahu Bagua Maorocoti. You can still find them in the islands, and this is the triangle right there, the triangle, and then you can see there's the dot in the middle. One second, yeah, you see the dot in the middle. You know, I got the triangle with the dot in the middle. It's my theory. I could be wrong, but there's the triangle with the dot in the middle, and you can see it in this. This is a replica of a semi, but this is my. See, there it is. It's the circle again. Now this is still a semi, even though it's a replica. It's activated. This is the masculine aspect that I invite into my life and ceremony, and this is the feminine. So you got the father, I should say you got the mother and the son. And you put them together and you have life. Represents the life force, right? Anybody have any questions there? Let me see. Hold on. I wanted to show you something. Can you hold on a second, guys? Hold on. Little moon, yes, her cave, exactly. And it's great when it's very hot. When you go into that cave, it's really cool. Hold on. All right, man. I have a vase. I have a vase that a Taino vessel that I rescued many moons ago on eBay. It only cost me $100 because it was cracked. It was broken. But I saw some other ones that were like $5,000. So this one I want to show you. According to the person that was selling this, they found this in a cemetery or burial. So see how it's cracked? So, and it's interesting because the difference between Taino pottery, remember from 900 Common Era to 1492, compared to the pre-Taino times, pre-Taino pottery was very strong and very sturdy, and Taino pottery will break easily. So a lot of detail wasn't really on the strength of the pottery, but a lot of it dealt with the designs. You know, I've heard of cosmic waters and cosmic trees in Taino spirituality, but I don't totally understand. Can someone please educate me? Whoa, Little Moon, can we do that next week? Because that's gonna take an hour, man, to talk about the cosmic tree. Which is really the dot in the middle. You plant the seed and it's gonna grow. You know. I promise we'll do that next week because that's rooted in South American indigenous worldview as well. So right here, this pottery right here is you can see, this could either be a bat, or it can be an owl. Both the bat, which represents the spirit world, and the owl also represents the spirit world, the messenger from the Guayaba. And you can see, if you can see really cool, you see the wings right there? See the wings? It's like coming right at you. See, it's like flying right at you. You see? See that? So it's coming right at you. Death? What's that? Is there any specific book for learning or revival of the Taino language? Oh man, there's a lot of books out there now. I'll put them in the links, okay? Um, there's a lot. So you can see it could be a bat or it can be an owl. It has like a beak that's kind of broken or something. Now check this out. Talk about dualism. There's another one on the other side. And these are like handles. You see? You see the hole right there? And you can see the wings. Now look in the middle. Look at this. There's the kind of like a, it's not really a perfect circle, but see the dot in the middle? And you can see another circle on the opposite, a dot in the middle. And then it has like these triangles. See like the triangles? I think it might be a turtle. Oh, that would be cool, man, if it was. It kind of gives you that turtle look, right? Right here, the eyes, right? Like turtle eyes. Or it could be Atabey eyes. You see? And then it has right here. Then it has opposite, see? It has these eyes. Or a frog, yes. Definitely. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of these eyes. Now I've seen these in different designs, but I've seen them like that. You see right there? Now, and then, yes, owls are the messengers of death. They're messengers, I should say, from the spirit world. In modern day Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Haiti, they speak of when an owl flies over your house, that means someone's gonna die. That still exists now. Someone is gonna die when an owl flies over your house. Yeah, because it has flippers and shell. Oh wow, really? The flippers, right? Oh damn, there you go. Right here. Now watch this, guys. Watch this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Look at that perfect circle. Look at that perfect circle. Now watch this. This is from the inside. It's a smaller circle. Got the circle in the middle, and then there's the inner circle, and then there's an outer circle. You can't really see it from here. Is the outer, like an outer circle? Well, you got 1, then this part, the outer circle. When you go inside, look at all those circles. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 circles. See that? And this is why I'm so fascinated with circles. These are the Atabey circles, man. See? 1. See, right here in the middle, this is the void, man. Then you have this circle, then you have this circle. Most likely, this is where they used to put cohoba, okay? Or maybe some food offerings for the dead, okay? But then you have this right here, the handles. So, now I remember one day I was doing a ceremony, and this came to life in many ways, but I'll share one story. This was spinning around. It came to start spinning. And right there, it started flying. What does that remind you of? Spinning, flying. Man, I thought it was star people. What people call UFOs. I'm going to dedicate a whole show just on that. Because people really need to understand the whole concept of the star people. Because the star people are our ancestors. That's a whole different show. Next week, we're going to definitely talk about the tree of life. You guys are gonna love that one. I think it was Light that mentioned it, right? Or was it Little Moon? The Guardians, yeah. Why it's shaped like a UFO, I'm telling you. And then, see that? See that motion right there? It's flying, it's in flight. And this could be the Guardians right there. They get these eyes. Or the Watchers. See all these different eyes? I do believe in the star people, and as part of our spirituality. And let me just share this one thing right now. Now that I mentioned about that, there are star people petroglyphs in Borinquen. I haven't seen them in the Dominican Republic yet. I've only been in one cave in DR, but there's several places in Borinquen that has grays petroglyphs. This kind of looks like the pottery you see in Mesoamerica. Hey man, those are our relatives. The avocado, aguacate, which is so prevalent still in the islands, that's a Mayan word. Can Bagua Maorocoti consider a tree deity or guardian of the forest? Okay, let me see. Can Bagua Maorocoti consider a tree deity? Well, remember, for me personally, there's only one God, one deity that has two natures, male, female, and has all these manifestations that we just mentioned of the semis. But the tree, the center tree, is definitely a manifestation, right, of life, of what do you call it? The gifts, right? The medicine gifts, the plants. Guardian of the forest. Wow. Well, Yocahu is the guardian of the spirit of the Yuca. It used to be interpreted as forest, but Juan Aron from Yale University, the linguist, he mentioned the Yuca. But it used to be seen as the forest. For me, I like to think of the forest, the guardian of the forest, as Baraguabael, the plant, semi. Oh yeah, I heard Ramon means guardian in Taino, or was it Spanish? I can't remember. Ramon, the word Ramon? Damn, I don't know. I gotta look that up. Good point. So guys, I just want to leave you all with some ideas for you guys, all right? I don't know if you guys do this. Dr. Stephen Gray has done a lot of work in regards to spiritual communication, utilizing cosmic consciousness and collective coherence in groups to contact extraterrestrials. Maybe they're talking about the tree people. Man, that's some very good point, Light. It's not rare when you do a traditional ceremony, and I've been in several of them, traditional ceremonies, where the star people will show up. And sometimes by accident you run into them. So, and D knows about that. You're listening to me, D, you know that, right? First-hand witness. The star people are different beings. And there's a man named Juanica Borinquen in Puerto Rico who's known to communicate with the star people. And I forget what year, but there was a film crew that came and they filmed him doing this communication with the star people, and they didn't really they couldn't see anything through the eyes, but when they saw the film, they had to slow it down, and when they slowed it down, they saw a flying disc shooting through the sky. So it's happening, man. Greer's right. You know, it's happening. Indigenous people's been doing this for years, man. When you gather in ceremony, in a circle. Who was Yocahu again? Yocahu is the son of Atabey. Yocahu Bagua Maorocoti, the spirit of the Yuca. Bagua means water, and Maorocoti means no beginning, or you can interpret that as no father. So D, that's facts, yeah. So look, we gather in a circle, we put a fire in the middle, we put a plant in the middle, or flowers in the middle. See? Think about the circle, and it's funny when people see these flying saucers, they're always like a circle or a triangle. Interesting, right? Who's Wana Boina? Oh yeah, you're talking about the that was part of the creation stories when the sun and moon came out of the cave. I've heard Taino people talk about having a semi, like some people are children of Atabey and others are sons of Yocahu. Exactly. Yocahu, and there were little smaller versions of Yocahu will be buried under the Yuca plant. When the Yuca was, when they planted it, they will put these Yocahu semi on there because Yocahu was considered he will cleanse the soil. This one doesn't have hands, but they normally have hands and legs, and they'll push their way into the soil to purify the soil and fertilize it as well. Sometimes they consider this right here, the tip part, as a yuca stalk or a penis, an erection, all representing life, right? Now it's interesting, you see this figure right here? Sometimes you see eyes and a mouth, and in this one it's like triangles. Again, the triangle. Okay. And there's, look at that right there. It's the circles, man. The circles. This is a replica. And all these it's a shapecraft, yep. And all these designs, man, this is from the Guayaba ceremony. See these spirals right there? Oh, there's there it is. Dot, inner circle, outer circle. Jonathan, if you're watching this, if you can replicate this and send it to me, this will be cool. You got the dot in the middle, inner circle, outer circle, and then you have these spirals right here. These are portals, man. These are all. And you got the yin yang symbol right there, right? These different portals with the dots. Bro, our ancestors were so advanced. Don't we make ofrendas to honor the semis? Not ofrendas, altars. Okay, if you're gonna do an altar, remember the soil, right? Very important. You don't have to use a blanket. You can use the earth. But if you want to use a blanket, that'd be cool too. I'm gonna show you what I do. Thank you for bringing that up. I normally use a cracked gore. This is one of I got this gore from Borinquen, and I let it dry, and it's just cracked. So this is the Deminon gore that he broke. And all the fish came out, all the ocean. So I always have water next to this broken gore. Again, right? Death, life. Also, I will put feathers representing the animal people. This right here is some hawk feathers, represent the warrior societies. This is an owl feather. It's one of the medicines that I use. And then I have a whole bunch of stones. It's the stone people, the mineral people, right? Have some tobacco. Tobacco is considered candy to the spirits, so they will come. If you have tobacco, they're gonna show up. Then I have a regular gore right here. I put everything in the gore, and one thing about it, it's funny you said about ofrendas. The thing about what's your word for Turtle Island? Hold on a second. Turtle Island. Well, that's the turtle mother. Igutia. Turtle mother. That's our mom. I'm bad with the language. I admit it, man. I gotta learn more. No, I got this at a Halloween. I forget what store. I think it was Party. What they call that? Party store, or whatever. So they had these things, And this is my oldest picture of my relatives. This is Don Pedro. He was born in 1850, I think it was. He's one of my Taino ancestors. So I put him in there. And check this out. Hold on. When I do ceremonies, man, I think this is dope, man. The different colors come out. This is the Taino Fun House. Honoring an ancestor right here. I think this is the best thing I ever bought. So I put this out in my altar, man, when I have other people too. Normally I just have it like this. It's like a little tombstone kind of thing, right? In all your ceremonies, you have to include the ancestors, relatives that died. You have to. It's absolutely crucial, man. Now this is what I do instead of a blanket. Bro's having a party in there. Word, man. The ancestors, they having a party, bro. Yo, when I call them, they want to have fun, man. Now, I found this in the park one day when I was cleaning up. Yup, great-great-grandpa having a blast, word up. And I put tobacco in there because in the photo, he has a cigar. I made sure I have plenty of tobacco for him. Now, this is a dumbbell that I found. Or is it a barbell? I always forget. I found this in, ¿cómo se llama? In the park, right? When I was cleaning one day. So I put this in the bottom. See the circle with the hole in the middle? I'm putting it right on this is my altar piece. And then I put this in the middle with my tobacco and all that stuff. You gotta be creative, man, you know? Try not to get stuck, you know, and what everyone else does. Be creative. Then I got the other gore in the middle. You see? Again, all circles, man. With his old Demi-9 cracking things up. And yeah. They were brothers, right? You gotta be creative. And of course I have my Yocahu. And I have my Atabey. Now let me show you something before I finish this live. I'm gonna teach you something that's the original medicine. Hold on a second. Now, if you go to a smoke shop that's run by Dominicans, they're always gonna have this. This is andujo. This is tobacco, but it's especially from Dominican Republic. It's andujo, man. Dominican Republic. I don't know about Haiti if they still do this. This is the tobacco the way it was done back in the ancient world, where you take the tobacco and you, have some now. Oh, damn, there you go. From Haiti, there you go, man. So this version is called andujo, where you would stretch out the plant when it's dry and you braid it. You know, you braid it. And you got a long string, and you keep adding until you have a good. It looks almost like a salami, you know. And then what our ancestors did, would take a yagua leaf. Is what they used to make the bohillos. And they'll wrap it up, and then they'll bury it for 6 months. And then when they take it out, it's fermented tobacco, and it's hard. So you will have to cut it. And some people will grind it and put it in their pipe. Our ancestors used pipes. And then, so this is little pieces of andujo. See right here. You would try to keep it moist as much as possible. Now this right here, this little pinch right here, it's enough for me. It's enough. And you just put it right under your by your cheek. And you just leave it there. You can try to chew it, or you just leave it there. And I tell you right now, the disclaimer. Wow, I have the pipe too. Hey man, Hardo, I mean you're good to go, man. But here's the thing. This is very strong. It's fermented. So do not drive while you're chewing this. Don't do anything that's active, all right? Because just enough of this, like a pinch, right? it's gonna sedate you a little bit. It's gonna put you in a calm state. Yup, you got the Taino starter pack. Yup, I got this from Inwood, man. It's the Dominicans, they sell it. So you just put a little bit. Now it's not unusual that you want to throw up. Okay, you want to vomit. That's purging. You purge. Okay. Now in South America, they crush this into powder and they sniff it. And it's a medicinal use. It clears up your sinuses and everything. Now this I was taught by Cacique Roman Guaraguaraish. When you chew it, try not to drink the juice because you will vomit. But when you drink the juice, the first juice, you swallow it, and guess what it does? It cleans all your arteries. Takes the plaque out. Word is bond, she said. That's right. So this is your heart disease preventer. This is why I guess the Spanish never wrote about us having heart disease, right? Or cancer or anything like that. So take a little bit. If you're daring, swallow the first juice. I got one for you, D. I'll bring it tomorrow. When you drink it, 99.9% you might throw up. And that's all right. That's all right, man. You got to cleanse, purge, right? All of these sacred medicines, you always purge. When you take a jojoba, our ancestors used to fast 30 days before taking the jojoba. So they won't have any food or anything like that, So purging is important. It's very important, like fasting. But I just want to put it out there. I don't want you to come back and tell me, yo, man, I threw up and man, I almost felt like I was going to pass out. I'm just telling you, take it slow. This is the first sacred medicine. Take it slow. Take it slow. Now, a lot of people might criticize me out there for teaching this. But the more we do this, right, through guidance, the more you do this, it keeps our ancestors, it keeps our culture alive. No more paper genocide. No more of that. We're alive and well. We are Taino. But I guarantee you, just take a little bit. Don't abuse it. Okay? 1 gram of nicotine will kill you. Look at this up. Go on Google right now. Google how much nicotine can kill a human being. I believe it's 1 gram. So be careful with this. This is medicine. But you have to respect the plant. Nicotine can kill you in large amounts. Okay, I put a disclaimer out there. I'm not gonna do this. I was gonna take a little dip of it, but no. I don't want to get knocked out. Tobacco really. I want to do a jojoba sermon one day. Hey, Jonathan, thanks for bringing that up. Jojoba should, if you ever go to a ceremony and the person is doing jojoba, leading it, one question you're going to ask them, okay? The only question, what's your lineage, okay? And why do I say that? In the United States of America, you will go to jail for using or even carrying DMT, and that's the chemical that's in jojoba. You will be arrested, okay? You will be put in jail. But the United States of America, in the Constitution, they do believe in freedom of religion, right? Separation of church and state. Lineage will protect you. In other words, if you go to one of these tribes, these Arawakan tribes of Venezuela or in Colombia, Brazil, that they call it Yopo, Y-O-P-O, right? And they've been practicing this for thousands of years, the Yopo. So they have lineage. So whoever who taught that person that you're talking to, their lineage goes like thousands of years, man. Okay? You need to go to someone like that has that lineage that goes way back in time. Now, that person could be lying to you, so you got to be careful. Now, we as Taino, we lost that lineage. We lost it. The trees still grow. The jojoba trees are still growing. If you eat the bean, you will die. It's poisonous. So, knocked on the cam is wild work. Yeah, man. So, oh, man, I can't say this anymore. Even with ayahuasca, mushroom ceremonies, that person has to really be rooted in that medicine. They have to have lineage. I'm telling you. Is there a way to connect to our Taino ancestors in the sweat lodge? Seeking knowledge, teachings, Taino spirit and makeup. Oh man. Sweat lodge is the original ceremony. Okay? After tobacco and all that. We call it Guanara. Okay? A place apart to do ceremonies. We're the tricksters. Interesting. So yeah, man, sweat lodge is the best. I have lineage to perform sweat lodges. If you live in New York, let me know. I'll do a lodge for you. I'm starting up lodges this winter. It's always good when it's cold, man. But here's the thing: the sweat lodge is very powerful. Um, there was some archaeologists that found a sweat lodge, I believe, in Dominica. The Galinago, they found a lodge. I don't have the exact journal where I read that, but I've read that many years ago. You know, a lot of these were organic structures, so, you know, they were lost in time. But you find these lodges all throughout the world. I was taught by a Crow elder who was a peyote medicine person, and they taught me to sweat. So when I do the sweat lodge, purification lodge, you definitely can get those visions and you get connected to Mother Earth. You're going to meet Atabey straight up. And you're going to meet Guabancex too when you start burning, man. I also have a question about the animal people. Were there shapeshifters? Okay. Kikasiwahagwa was our ancient cave where Tainos came from. Every person that came out of that cave shapeshifted. Okay, there was some men that came out and they turned into hobo trees. So other men came out, they turned into a bird, right? Makokae turned into stone. If that's not shapeshifting, man, I don't know what it is. But there you go. You know, I can help out too with your sweat if I ever visit New York, as I am a firekeeper in training, bro. Or I think you're a bro. I'm sorry, but definitely, man. Firekeepers is so important. Are you a cacique? Nah, man, I'm not a cacique. Um, Maybe for the Taino Fun House, but I'm not a cacique. But I am a vejique of a Yucayeke named Arayeke Yucayeke. Arayeke means the people rise. So if you want more information about that, you can hit me up. But definitely, I'm a vejique. Trying to think. Yeah, but Sweat Lodge in New York City. There's Inwood Hill Park. I'm planning to set up there, and some other places too. How can someone join? Hit me up, TainoFunHouse@gmail.com, and I'll forward your email to our chief, Stephanie Bailey, and the council, and we'll hook it up. We're kind of under the radar because, you know, we're still trying to find our way, and we're a family, you know. That's what a Yucayeke is a group. It's a family. Yeah, so just hit me up, Arayeke. I think Jonathan, if you're around, you're a member of Arayeke, right? Yeah. The people rise, Arayeke. So yeah, man, so I just want to let you know that next week we're going to talk about that tree of life. The dot in the middle, put the seed and it's going to grow. See that circle is the dome, the canopy, the cosmos, and underneath the earth is the celestial waters. That's just a little sneak peek. And in the middle is us. Yes, I'm in the tribe. There you go, Jonathan, representing Arayeke Yucayeke. Oh, here we go. One day I'll have Stephanie the chief out here. One of the few female chiefs in Taino community. We need more women as leaders, you know, and men too, you know. Good combination. Yocahu, Atabey. It's a traditional way. Is there anything that you can tell me about the cacique Ayamon? Ayamon? Oh, is that from Bayamon, right? Oh man, not off the top of my head, but I could definitely research it. I believe that's the chief from Bayamon, right? The cacique from Bayamon. I've been to Guayamon, Bayamon. Can two spirits be caciques? Can two spirits? Yeah, man, why not? I think they'll be the ideal caciques because they contain both the masculine and the feminine, you know, in a good way. You know, it's good. The male, female. That's great. I think they'll be the best. I know a lot of two spirit people who are great leaders. And I work with the two spirit people here in the East Coast. They're no longer active here in New York, but I had a good time with them. So yeah, two spirits. Yeah, they're very. Oh, Jonathan, what's the word for the two spirits that the Tainos? There was the late great Dr. Melendez did some research, and I'm kicking myself every day because I can't find her essay, but she talked about how the Spanish invaders would kill any two spirit person on sight, chop their heads off. Can also before the Spanish there was Borinquen and Compra with 20 different Yucayeques. Yup, 20 different Yucayeques, absolutely. Little Moon, your two spirit, excellent, man. Awesome. You know, the North American tribes, they have a prophecy that until the two spirits are welcomed back into the tribes, there will never be peace. Because, you know, two spirit people were always revered. They had their own medicine society, two spirits. But with the introduction of Christianity, and, you know, it caused a lot of division. But little by little, the two spirits are trying their best to come back, you know. It's very important. You got people like Sheldon Raymore of Cheyenne River. I learned how to fancy dance through him. Man, there's a lot of great two-spirit people up here in the north. We need more Caribbean two-spirit people to come out and really lead the way, you know. Very important. There's Dee Velez, who's Taina, and also, Taino, and she's from Arayeke as well. And you can look her up on, look, I'm sorry, damn, I keep messing up. You can look D V E E Velez. You can look her up on Facebook, and she has a two-spirit, Taino two-spirit community. One day I'm going to interview her. I have to. This is making me emotional. I've been bullied and shamed for who I am. And it warms my heart that I've finally found my people who accept me. Yeah, man. I'm telling you. When the Spanish went to the villages, right? Whenever they saw a two-spirit person. Jonathan, please. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Jonathan. Nakwakio. Write that down, Little Moon. Nakwakio. Whenever they saw a two-spirit person, they would chop their heads off with a sword. That means our ancestors honored the two spirits. Unfortunately, man, it was hard to protect against these invaders who were ruthless and brutal. Yes, Yaire was the one that found that word, man, Nakwakio. She wrote an essay on this. She found the Spanish text in which they spoke about these deaths and killings. This is making me emotional. Yeah, Yana. We have to reclaim our old ways, our ancient ways, and make it real now, you know, operative now. Nice to meet you, Little Moon. I had a similar experience, and it's nice to learn. Yeah, man. You know, unfortunately, you know, in human societies, including the Taino society, you're gonna have bullying. You know, bullying is sometimes these bullying, you know, they transfer into wars and discrimination. It's horrible, you know. But in the Taino way, in the indigenous way, two-spirit. And look, two-spirit. Yocahu Atabey. The Taino God is two-spirit. Think about that. Reflect on that. If you get bullies telling you that's not right, tell them that DJ Sanakori says it's absolutely correct. Taino God is two-spirit. Just look at the petroglyphs. Did our ancestors play ball? Oh man, you gotta look at one of our videos. We did a Batu game not long ago, not during this summer. The Batu game. Yeah, they played a sacred ball game. Yes, I'm two-spirit too. This is where we regain our authenticity. Yep, exactly. Is that going to be in the language book? Nakwakio Behike. Well, I know at that Yare, she had her own language in the Nawake community, and she used that word for two-spirit, Nakwakio. Yep, she used it. You know, in the Nawake community, which no longer exists actively. Some members are still around. I used to be a member, but I'm gonna dedicate a show on Nawake as well, or video, I should say. A lot of people think that Arayeke is a continuation of Nawake. Two-spirit pride. Yo, I'm gonna share this experience. When I was with the East Coast Two-Spirit Society. It was the first time in the Gay Pride Parade in New York City that they invited the Native Americans to dance. So I was part of that first original dancers, and thank God I was in good shape because we couldn't stop. The minute we stopped to take a breath, the people were yelling, dance, dance, dance. And wow, it was a powerful experience, man. So it was great dancing at the Gay Pride Parade as the Two-Spirit East Coast Society, and we danced like for 4 miles, man. We didn't stop. It was truly a spiritual experience. Have you ever heard about the legend of Guanina? Yes, I've heard of it. Now I'm not sure if I don't think it's part of the traditional stories that was recorded by Bane, but it was definitely what that continuation, right? Yeah, I gotta research. It's been a while since I read the legend, but I'm not sure if it definitely wasn't part of the original text, or what they call that, like the original primary source stories. But that's all right. It's the spirit of the Taino way. So guys, I have to go, man. Man, this was great. I promise after the tree next week, we're gonna talk about two-spirit. The two-spirit way has to come back. It has to be revered. There's still a lot of prejudice over that. So let's do it. Let's do it. God bless you all, and remember, do your ceremonies. Keep it alive and well. Thank you for your teachings. Can't wait to learn more. Definitely, Little Moon, thank you for being here. And try to get some of that tobacco. If you get raw tobacco, pure tobacco, you can also use that. Just take a little pinch. Okay. If you have anxiety, that helps with anxiety. Yeah. Good night, everyone. Very good. God bless you all. Okama, Atabey, Yocahu Atabey, Yocahu Mamuna, Yocahu Wama. Peace out, everyone. I'll see you this weekend. Look us up tomorrow. We'll be in Columbus Circle, resisting.